Oh my gosh, what does that do? What does that do? What is that? What is that? Guys, I will have an answer to every single one of those, including a lot others that you probably have questions for on how to ride a motorcycle as a beginner right after the intro. Alright guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. For any of you guys that are new, go ahead and leave a like if you can. It really helps support the channel. And subscribe if you like this type of stuff, because I'm going to do my best to teach you guys how to ride a motorcycle today. And I'm super confident that after you watch this video, if you're going to get a bike, or you're planning, or you already have a motorcycle, you are going to be able to hop on it and pretty much teach yourself how to ride right after completing this whole video. Watch it till the end, because there's going to be a lot of cool stuff in it for you. I'm going to keep it straight to the point and pretty simple for most of you guys, because that's the best way to learn, I feel like, and then you guys can just keep rewinding and watching over the video. So let's just hop right into some of the mechanics of the bikes, and we're just going to talk about just the main mechanics, the fundamentals that are going to be on every single bike in the exact same spot. So we're going to start with the feet, guys, on the bike. This is for your right foot. This is your rear brake. You hit this lever, your brake in the back tire is going to stop. That's exactly what this is. This is your rear foot brake right here on the right side. And then on this side, you guys, we have the shifter here. It's going to be your left foot, and it's pretty much going to sit on it just like this. So you can press down on the lever or press up on the lever like that with your toe. So it's basically sitting like this. Boop, boop. So in the way the average motorcycle works for shifting, specifically sport bikes, is going to be one down and the rest of the gears up. And what that means is neutral is sitting right in between first and second gear. So right now my motorcycle is in neutral. If I'm going to put it into first gear to get going, I'm going to click it down. Now we're in first gear. If I want to go back into neutral, I'm going to click it half up. Now we're back into neutral. If I want to go all the way into second, it's a full click up. So basically, let's say we're in neutral. Now we're in first gear. Half click is neutral, or all the way click is into second gear. And then the rest of your gears are up as well. So from second to third is up, then into fourth, then into fifth, then into sixth. And then it's just literally reverse process for downshifting. So if you're in sixth gear now, down is back into fifth, down fourth, down third, down second, down half is neutral, or down full is back into first. So that's what's up for the foot controls there. And now let's really quick dive right into the hand controls. And guys, I threw in the GoPro 7 right here for a little cluster cam here of the handlebars. You can kind of see what's going on with my hands. It's hard to see this right side over here with the right brake because of this brake reservoir right here, but this left side you should be able to see my clutch pretty easy. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the clutch. Your left handle is going to have your clutch lever on it right there. Pulls in and out, in and out. And your right handle is going to have your front brake lever right there. So just as the right foot was your rear brake, this is the front brake for your front wheel to slow down. So guys, as in basic controls to get started, that is pretty much all you need to know. You have your right foot on your rear brake, your left foot on your shifter, your left hand on the clutch, and your right hand on the right brake. And then the very last important thing that a lot of you probably already know, even if you don't ride a motorcycle, is the gas. And that is right here on your right handle, twists back and forth, obviously gas on, gas off, just like that. So guys, that is everything you need to know about the mechanics on the bike to get started. So let's dive right into how to get rolling on your motorcycle. All right, so for any of you, if you are brand new to riding a motorcycle, like literally a total beginner, perfect, because this video is literally made mainly for you, because we're going to bring it all the way down to the basics. You're going to turn your motorcycle on. Different for some bikes. Go ahead and just turn it on, flip the kill switch, start her up. So now the bike is clearly running, obviously. As you can see, my neutral light right there is on, the green N. That means my bike is in neutral, just like I said, which basically means it is not in gear at all. We can pretty much walk this thing backwards, walk this thing forward. That's what neutral is. It is just not in any gear. It is just kind of free rolling, just like this. So once again, if you're on a sport bike, your gearing should be one down and then the rest up, which means click it down to go into first gear and the rest up to all the higher gears, but we're going to stick with first gear for now. So to get started, what's going to happen is kind of get used to your gas, see how much it takes to turn it. You can watch your needle here. If you're getting way into the RPMs like that, you know you're giving it too much gas. If you're steady somewhere in there, you know that you're pretty solid. And then get the feeling of your clutch lever. Just Just kind of pull it in and out like that. Some are heavier than others. Mine feels really good right now. But yeah, let's get rolling, guys. Okay, guys, so what you're going to do is make sure you feel stable on your bike, whether that means you hold your front brake so you can't move or not. It's probably better if you don't, but whatever works for you. You're going to get your hand right over the brake lever and the throttle here, and then your hand over the clutch cable or clutch lever. And what we're going to do is pull the clutch lever in, and we're going to kick this thing into first gear just like this, all the way down. Now we're in first gear, and the surefire way to tell is the neutral light is no longer on. Now in the clutch we have what's called the friction zone, which is where the clutch is going to start engaging and causing the motorcycle to start rolling, just like that. You can see my bike started rolling. And you can see on the GoPro 7, as soon as I let the clutch out into that friction zone, the clutch plates engage and the motorcycle starts rolling. So that's what I want you guys to do to first start getting used to rolling, is just let your clutch out, let your clutch out. Right now I'm not going. There's the friction zone because my bike's starting to move, if that makes sense. So you guys can keep watching my hands on the GoPro 7 on that clutch lever on the left side. On your screen, I guess it'd be on the right. You can see I'm slowly letting out, and that's the friction zone because the bike's slowly rolling. So something to remember with the clutch in first gear, you have to be smooth with it. You can't just let it out or else the bike's gonna stall and it's not comfortable. I'll go ahead and do that for you to show you guys. Ready? That's what happens right there. It's just kind of gonna stall out. It's gonna jolt on you, and that's not a good thing. It's not super violent, nothing to be scared of. Start it back up. So yeah, that's what I want you guys to work on. Pull the clutch in, kick it into first gear, and now what we're gonna do is once you guys have the friction zone figured out, just leave both your feet planted on the road, slowly let the clutch out until you can kind of just walk with your bike like this and you feel it moving. Once you get to that point, you have made a lot of progress. All right, so I have a lot of confidence in you guys, and I have a feeling you already have that mastered. So we're gonna move right on to giving it gas so we can actually fully let the clutch out and be fully set in first gear and actually roll around. So this process is a little trickier and a little scarier for some people because it involves giving gas. So what I want you guys to do again is watch this footage here on the GoPro 7. Try to pay attention on how I'm letting the clutch out and giving it gas at the same time. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna find the friction zone just like we already did. The bike's gonna start rolling, and now we're gonna start slowly giving it some gas with the right hand. You can hear it starting to kind of rev a little higher. And now once we're rolling, we can totally let out the clutch on the left hand. And now we are in first gear, 100% in first gear. She's not going to stall out if you let go of the throttle hand or anything like that. You can kind of just roll in circles like this and it'll just idle. And then so you get a little more comfortable with your gas, ride around for a bit, kind of give it a little bit of gas, let off the gas, feel what the engine brake feels like. Just kind of mess around with the gas, get used to your turns, all that good stuff. And so we're going to really quick explain the clutch a little bit more just so you guys can be a little safer. The clutch essentially is neutral. You can either click it into neutral or you can pull the clutch in. Anytime you pull the clutch in, you're in neutral. As you can see, like, I'm literally coasting. If I give it gas, I'm not going anywhere. It's out of gear, so to say. The clutch plates are no longer engaging. So anytime you guys are practicing this section of the video, kind of just rolling in first gear, giving it gas to get used to it, if you get scared and feel like you're about to run into a bush like this tree up here, all I want you to do is pull the clutch in and hit your brake slowly, just like that, and we stop and don't run into the tree. And take note, like I said, you don't want to freak out and slam your brakes. You want to do it all nice and slow in a straight line, because if you panic brake during a turn or anything like that, your tire's going to lock up, you're going to slide around, and it gets sketchy, kind of like this. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Okay guys, like I said earlier, I have a ton of confidence in you. You probably have already rode around in first gear now in circles or at a parking lot and got really confident in what it feels like. You can do a little bit of some circles and stuff like that, give it some gas without getting scared. You can pull the clutch in and brake without crashing. So we're going to go ahead and move on to a little minor part here, which is braking, and this is going to be a very short section. So when you're braking, you should be using your front brake mostly because that's where all your braking power comes from, and your back brake is just kind of there secondary. If you want to be very technically you should be using slightly both brakes at the same time to really get a good stable stop. But one thing to do, guys, while you are learning, if you are mid-turn, do not hit your brakes. You could end up locking up mid-turn like that and almost falling over, or actually falling over. Or better yet, if you grab a handful of your front brake mid-turn, your bike could very well end up falling over as well. We don't want that, so I just wanted to throw that out there really quick, kind kind of, now since you're used to riding around, test your brakes, feel what they feel like. Get up to speed, hit your front brake lever a little bit, see how it stops you. Hit your back brake lever, see how it stops you. Hit both of them at the same time. You know, all that good stuff. And I will mention it one more time. Make sure if you are getting nervous that you're feeling uncomfortable or about to go off the road or anything like that, don't hesitate to pull the clutch in and slowly hit your brakes. Even if it's mid-turn, all you need to do is mid-turn, pull in your clutch, let your bike get straight up, and then hit the brakes until you roll to a stop. Put your feet down, you're good to go. Alright guys, so that is section 1, 2, and 2.5 basically. Now we're going to get to the third section, which really is going to bring you guys to the next level of being able to just kind of go on your motorcycle, and that's shifting. So at this point, you've learned to find the friction zone on your clutch and get rolling. You've learned how to slowly give it gas with your clutch, just like this, until your bike is fully rolling and you let the clutch out. You've kind of learned messing around with your brakes until you're comfortable with how they feel. And like I said, now we're going to start shifting. So here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to find a nice straight road, maybe about this long or so. 100 yards, the longer the better. And if it's off a public road, even better if you can be on a private road like this, just to be safe with your gear on and everything. But what we're going to do is start neutral how we normally do. Guys, we're going to pull the clutch in, put it into first, and we're going to do the exact steps we've already learned. You guys already have it down. We're going to start rolling. So now we're in first gear, and really you can shift whenever you want, but you want to wait till your RPMs are at a good spot to shift so it is smooth. But for the sake of being on a shorter road like this, we're going to shift a little early in the RPMs. So right now we're in first gear, guys. To shift, all you need to do is pull the clutch in, let off the gas, click it up into second, and you're going to let the clutch back out while giving it gas. I know it sounds kind of like a lot, but I'm going to go ahead and show you. Like I said, watch the GoPro 7 footage here on the screen in a second, and see if you can kind of get an idea as what's going on. It happens a little quick. You kind of just got to do it nice and smooth, but you'll get it. Alright guys, so we're moving in first gear now, going about 20 miles an hour. I'm going to pull the clutch in, click up into second, let off the gas, and let out. Just like that. I know it all happens super quick, but hopefully you can see on the GoPro footage exactly what's going on. Alright guys, so now I'm going to do it slower for you guys. Clutch in, click up, off the gas, clutch out, give it gas. We're in second gear. Just like that. It's literally that easy. And the cool part about this section of the video is it's the same process all the way through your gears, all the way up. You just got to wait till you're in the right RPM range for it. All you got to do is just make sure you're not shifting too soon or too late. Obviously, too late would be when you're just bouncing off the rev limiter, which is the red line up here. And too early would be when you just got into first gear and then you try to put it into second. And I'll give you an example of what's going to happen if you shift too early. We're going to shift too early into second gear, and it's going to stall just like that because the RPMs are not high enough to keep the engine turning over like that. Alright, so let's get going again. We're in first gear, just took off. We're going to shift into second gear. Watch the footage here. I'll try to maybe even put it in slow-mo. Clutch, gas, shift. Now we're in second. Gas, shift. Now we're in second. We're going to do it again into third. Clutch, no gas, shift. Now we're in third. And that's really it, guys. And now we're going to get into one of the final parts, which is how to downshift while you're slowing down, to get back in your gears so you don't stall like I showed you. You don't downshift too soon or too late, that type of stuff. So now I'm going to show you how to downshift to get back into first gear or neutral to park your bike, whatever you prefer. So let's take off just how we did. You guys already know. We're going to get rolling here, and we're going to go ahead and shift up into second. We are there now. We're going to now shift up into third. We're now in third. So now we're going to start slowing down, which means the bike's going to want to start kind of chugging out. So that means we got to downshift to get back in the correct gear for the correct RPMs. So right now we're still in third. So to downshift, same process, guys. You're literally going to let off the gas, pull in the clutch, and kick it down. We're now literally in second gear. That easy. Clutch in, off the gas, kick it down, clutch back out. So now we're in second gear, and she's kind of wanting to go down even lower into first gear. So once again, clutch in, no gas, down, clutch out. We're now in first gear, just like that, guys. So let's do a straightaway really quick, shift through the gears and shift all the way back down. So right now we're in first gear, now we're in second gear, we caught third gear, now we're in fourth, fifth, sixth. So we just went all the way through the gears. Now we're going to downshift so we can slow down by the end of this road. Right now we're in sixth, we're going to click it down into fifth, click it down into fourth as we're slowing down, click it down into third, click it down into second. As you can see, guys, we are slowly losing speed. Click it down into first gear, and now we are in first gear. Slowed basically all the way down, and if you want to stop, you just go in a straight line, pull your clutch in, apply some brakes, and that's it, guys. You just roll to a stop. So now let me answer some questions off the top of my head that I'm pretty certain a handful of you guys are going to ask in the comments. One of which is going to be, hey, if I'm already in sixth gear, do I have to individually shift down each gear and let the clutch out? Or can I just leave the clutch pulled in and keep kicking through the gears all the way until it's back into first, and then just slow down from there? Technically, yes, you can do that. There's a lot of reasons as to why you shouldn't and as to why it's a little bit dangerous. So I would definitely recommend getting used to downshifting each individual gear and letting the engine slow you down instead of just pulling the clutch in and braking all the way to slow down. And to get more into that, I'll go ahead and put a video up soon on rev matching for downshifting on a motorcycle, and that'll explain a lot more of it and as to why it's not the safest idea to do that. And this may not be as much of a common question for a lot of you guys, but there may be just one or two of you that ask this question. You may have bought a sport bike that has complete opposite shifting as I just taught you in this video. So instead of it being down into first, up all the way the rest of the gears, it could be up into first and down all the way the rest of the gears. All that means is whoever you bought the bike from had it GP shifted, and that again simply means they basically just flipped the shifting at the bottom. You can literally buy kits to flip your shifting lever and make your shifting opposite. A lot of people like that because it's easier to punch through gears clicking down if you're racing. So that's another bit of information for some of you guys to know, just in case you happen to get a motorcycle that was GP shifted. So yeah, guys, I hope this tutorial for you beginner riders really helped you out and answered a lot of questions, and I really hope you're able to confidently go practice these tips I just showed you and be able to just get on the street as soon as possible and know exactly how to ride safely. Again, while you're learning, wear your gear, find a nice private road like this, and if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments below. I'll do my best to respond, or you can follow me on Instagram and DM me there. I'm going to have a lot more tutorials coming up for you new riders, and if you like this type of stuff, subscribe, leave a like, and I'll see you guys next time.